Welcome to Skin Deep here on Sirius XM Radio Channel 141 HUR Voices. I'm your host, Sharrarne Morton, and I'm here with my guest co-host, Melissa Ambers, publisher and CEO of Savvy Business Magazine and owner of the marketing studio in Houston, Texas. It's the first studio globally that is woman-owned and focuses on business development and branding. Melissa, thank you for being my guest co-host today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. And Melissa, like myself, helps small businesses, many of whom are women and Black-owned businesses. She helps to bring exposure to their products and services because we know how hard it is for minority-owned businesses to get to financial success. We want to do all that we can to help them, right, Melissa?
Absolutely. It's just hard for us to find the funding, and when you do find it, it's so many red tapes that we have to figure out, and it's difficult.
It is. It really is. So today we're going to be talking about the causes of racial disparities in business performance. We know racial inequality in education, income, and wealth are well known, but less understood are the large and persistent racial disparities in business ownership and performance in the United States. And so, as always, I like to say we're going to be doing more than just scratching the surface. Today on Skin Deep, we're giving you the power to make informed decisions about your financial health and wellness. And by the way, if you're interested in being on the show, email me at skindeepradioshow@gmail.com. That's skindeepradioshow@gmail.com. So Melissa and I will be right back after these messages with information you just can't afford to miss here on Skin Deep.
Cornbread Booking Agency is the missing ingredient for talented professionals seeking booking engagements and producers searching for an agency to fulfill their talent needs. The goal is to provide talent bookings as well as solutions to assist in promotions and social network distribution. If you're looking to expand your talent opportunities, call Christopher Williams at Cornbread Booking Agency at 877-504-1046 or visit cornbreadbookingagency.com.
Are you a business owner and your business needs a boost? Are you ready to build or grow a profitable business that delivers new clients and customers to you every month? Have your business highlighted on a national radio show or TV network. Let MortonMediaTV.com help you get the maximum exposure your business deserves so that you can get the customers you need. MortonMediaTV.com will help you start or grow your business rapidly through the power of TV and radio. You can reach hundreds of thousands of viewers and listeners who want to buy your product or service. At MortonMediaTV.com, our mission is to teach business owners how to use the media to their benefit. You can become a thriving entrepreneur and achieve the financial freedom you've always dreamed about. Go to MortonMediaTV.com and get your business on TV or radio for the maximum exposure you deserve and the customers you need. That's MortonMediaTV.com. Have you ever felt like you were meant for more? Learn the strategies of commodities and how to sell and trade gold, silver, Bitcoin, and cryptocurrencies. Never miss an opportunity for profit and learn and earn as you go with iMarket's Mastery Academy. Build a better life and enjoy extra income for you and your family. Visit iMarketsLive.com/ANNMUR01 or call 510-473-2979. Grow your wealth today. Visit iMarketsLive.com/ANNMUR01 or call 510-473-2979. You'll be glad you did. Learn how to become a hair boss with mastermind courses and launch your very own hair extension business. Go to DoloresGreen.com. She'll teach entrepreneurs, hairstylists, salon owners, and individuals across the world how to generate profits with ease in the hair care industry. Learn how to purchase wholesale and resell for profit. Build and lead a team of like-minded individuals to become hair bosses just like you. Help shake up and take over the hair care market. Join a mastermind team community and create your vision of what you want your business to look like. Visit DELORISgreen.com and register for the free webinar. Start a profitable hair boss business like you've always wanted. Go to DolorisGreen.com or call 708-595-0016. That's DELORISgreen.com. Welcome back to Skin Deep here on Sirius XM Radio Channel 141. As I mentioned before the break, I have as my co-host Melissa Amber, CEO and publisher of the Savvy Business Magazine and owner of the Marketing Studio in Houston, Texas. And we're going to be talking about the huge disparities between Black and Latino-owned businesses and non-minority-owned businesses in this country, even more so now because this pandemic has wiped out so many businesses, particularly Black-owned ones, right, Melissa?
Absolutely. I'm so glad we're talking about this today because it's not only a needed conversation, but I mean, so many, we just don't know what to do or what direction to go. So this is a very much needed conversation.
Yeah. And so, according to a lot of data, you can go anywhere, the Chambers of Commerce, Minority Business Enterprise, anywhere, you'll find that businesses owned by African Americans have lower profits, higher closure rates than those owned by whites and Asians. These disparities are really huge. For example, white-owned businesses have an average annual sales of $439,000, Melissa, compared to only $74,000 for Black-owned firms. And Asian American-owned businesses have an even higher average of annual sales in most cases than those of white-owned businesses. So I just, am floored. We've been in this country, Black folks have been here for 400 years, and we still haven't been given or had the opportunity to catch up. And so, I think it's really important, like you said, that this discussion continues because racial disparities in business ownership is very, very real.
Yes, it is. I mean, it's so many things that we can talk about, and it's just not enough time in one show to do it. But it's so many programs that's out there to help minority-owned businesses to get funded, and so many just don't know where to go. Yeah.
A lot of people don't. Yeah. But one of the things that I did want to let folks know is, what are the main barriers to successful minority business ownership? Like what is it that's keeping minority business owners, Black owned businesses from reaching that pinnacle of success? And I know one of them is financial capital, having access to startup capital. The level of startup capital invested in a business is strongly associated with business success. So, you can't make money unless you have money, right? So if you want to have, you want to be able to keep your doors open, you want to be less likely to close, you want to have higher profits and sales, you want to be able to hire employees, you got to have that startup capital. And in many instances, it's much harder for Black-owned businesses to get that access, to have that access.
Go
ahead.
You're
going to say, Melissa.
It is. Well, it's hard to gain the access, but the way the internet and technology is today, so many businesses think, I need to have 100,000, 50,000 before you could get started. And, there's a lot of ways that you can get started without having that. But understandably, you do need more capital. You have to have some funding to continuously grow. And one of the things, too, is as you're building, be sure that you're prepared. Sometimes, minority businesses are not prepared for capital. You can't just go in the bank and say, hey, okay, I have a business and I want to get a loan, or you go to SBA. You're going to have to show some documents. You're going to have to show, what you're doing.
Plan.
Yeah, you're going to have to show all those details. And those details are your business plan. So a lot of people may think, a business plan is, 30 pages long. I don't know what to write. I don't know how to put together. it is so simple now to prepare yourself. And the funding, that's another thing.
Yeah.
But to prepare yourself, there's a lot of tools out there to help you to start building your business plan, help you figure out your capital, get your SWOTs together, get all of your forecasting together. So it's, those things that minority businesses you need to prepare for. And once you get ready to go to funding, do your research.
Yeah, that's important. Yeah, and I like what you said about now more than ever, because of technology, you can start a business, you can, grow your business on social media. You're seeing all of these instant millionaires from, advertising and marketing on social media, but you still need capital. You still need, advertising and marketing dollars for that. But like you said, in order to go into a bank or, and I always say, I advocate, my co-host and I on our other show, The Small Business Report, we always talk about, going into or having a relationship with your bank, your local bank, having a relationship with your credit union, so that when it is time to go in and ask for a loan, they know who you are. I mean, invite some of these bank managers to your cookout. You don't just look at them as a bank manager. They're people too. They're humans too. So if they know who you are, then, people tend to lend money to those who they trust and who they like. The other thing is, like you said, you can go to sba.gov. They're doing more now than ever before because of this global pandemic, because of the coronavirus. They're really reaching out to help small business owners, particularly Black-owned businesses, with getting those low-interest loans, with getting the PPP loan, the Paycheck Protection Loan, which ends up turning into a grant if you give, if you use most of the money toward payroll. And so you definitely, like you said, should be doing your research. But before you do any of that, you really need to be going to places like America's SBDC with .org. They will help you for free. In any state that you live in, you can go to your local small business development corporation, and they will help you write up that business plan. They will help you get those papers together. They will help you put that loan application together.
Absolutely.
So that you can have success with getting that access to capital. So today, more than ever before, Melissa, I think Black-owned businesses are probably in better positions. What do you think?
No, absolutely. This is the time. This is your opportunity to walk through those doors and, ask for what you need. Of course, be realistic about it. Ask for what you need. And I know, it's been in the news where a lot of people have taken advantage of the PPE and they just didn't do right. Don't let that discourage you from, going in and asking for the funding that you need. Fill out those applications. And if you get stuck, ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions, or don't think, oh, well, I'm not making, $300,000 a year, so I won't be able to get the loan, or they're going to look at me differently because I'm only bringing in $50,000. Don't think your dollar amount is automatically disqualifying you from moving forward with some of these programs.
Yeah, well, we know that in some instances it can and will disqualify you.
Right,
and,
but depending on
Yeah, but we know that you shouldn't, like you said, just because you don't make a certain amount of money, you shouldn't automatically assume that there are no programs out there. There are programs out there for you. But we do know that Black businesses face lending discrimination, and Blacks may have less access to family wealth through, inheritances, loans, equity investments. A lot of times we don't have access to that. And those factors can contribute and do contribute to lower levels of startup capital among Black business owners. But like you said, don't count yourself out. There are still a number of programs out there that will and can help you, even if you don't make as much money as you think you should make. But you definitely should have good credit, right, Melissa? That's good personal and business credit. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's definitely Good point. Because
Right.
yeah, because if you are in that position where you've messed up in the past, you've made mistakes, get it right. It's the time. Figure out what you need to do to fix it, get it right, and work on that, and get your numbers up. So
Yeah.
yeah, you definitely need to have some decent credit walking in the door asking for any type of loan or funding. But with the PPE, they're not.
PPP. Yeah.
Yeah, PPP. They're not per se doing a full blown credit check, but they are looking at your business.
Right.
To see
Yeah.
what you're doing. So they're just not saying, okay, all right, here's Melissa, let me give her so much money. They are, looking at, some of your business, what you're doing. That's why they ask some of the questions that they ask. But Sharrarne, like you're saying, with minority, we have so many, there's so many issues where we have to run into with just going in and asking for funding. We can have, good credit, our business is good. I mean, everything, I'm prepared, everything is what it needs to be. But because of the way the world is today, unfortunately, we still get looked at a certain way.
Right. That's
when you
not
walk
the best
in.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Melissa, we only have 30 more seconds. Tell everybody how they can find you or reach out to you real quick.
Okay, I am in Houston, Texas, and you can find me on social media at SavvyMagBiz, or you can shoot me an email, media@SavvyMag.biz.
And that's Savvy, SAVVY, right?
Correct, SAVVY.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll be right back after these messages, folks. Please stay tuned right here on Skin Deep.
Get ready for skincare and makeup that will heal your mind, body, and soul. skindeepbeautystore.com is a totally organic and vegan skincare and makeup line that you'll love using, because what you put on your body is just as important as what you put in it. Choose from our organic moisturizers, anti-aging serums, natural and fruit-based scrubs, masks, lipsticks, and glosses. No more worries about harsh chemicals being absorbed into your skin. It's time to commit to your health and wellness. SkinDeepBeautyStore.com is your one-stop, cruelty-free skincare and makeup shop with safe and environmentally friendly ingredients for the love of you. Visit us at SkinDeepBeautyStore.com. That's SkinDeepBeautyStore.com.
Elevate your business to the next level of success with the Marketing Studio and SiriusXM Radio. Advertise and market your business on TV and radio to a national audience. Increase your bottom line by putting your brand, product, or service in front of thousands of potential customers. Go to smginc.biz/service for more information on how you can maximize your business exposure and increase your customer base. That's smginc.biz/service or email media@smginc.biz. Learn how to become a hair boss with mastermind courses and launch your very own hair extension business. Go to DoloresGreen.com. She'll teach entrepreneurs, hairstylists, salon owners, and individuals across the world how to generate profits with ease in the hair care industry. Learn how to purchase wholesale and resell for profit. Build and lead a team of like-minded individuals to become hair bosses just like you. Help shake up and take over the hair care market. Join a mastermind team community and create your vision of what you want your business to look like. Visit DELORISgreen.com and register for the free webinar. Start a profitable hair boss business like you've always wanted. Go to DoloresGreen.com or call 708-595-0016. That's DELORISgreen.com.
And we're back here on Skin Deep. I'm here with my guest co-host, Melissa Ambers of Savvy Business Magazine. And we're having a really important discussion about racial disparities in business ownership. And we were just talking about sometimes how hard it is for Black-owned businesses, especially to get that startup capital. And right now, we're going through a pandemic. Small businesses, many of them have been wiped out. It's been really hard for businesses in general, but small business owners and Black-owned businesses to survive during this pandemic. So Melissa, I wanted to talk about, and we touched on it in the last segment, how government contracting programs and loan programs for minority-owned or disadvantaged businesses are targeting Black-owned businesses, small businesses, to help them alleviate financial constraints. But before I get to that, I wanted to look at one other thing that can be a potential barrier for the success of Black-owned businesses. And I hadn't thought about this, but Black business owners have a relatively disadvantaged family business background compared with white business owners, meaning like only about 12% of Black business owners had prior work experience in a family member's business compared to almost 25% of white business owners. So in this particular study I was reading, it found that the lack of prior work experience in a family business among Blacks, kind of restricted their acquisition of general and business human capital, limited their successfulness of their business relative to whites because they really just didn't have the experience running a business, a small business, or working in a small business. I remember as a kid, I would always hear, my elders say, you need to go get that good government job. You need to go work at the post office.
Yes.
No one ever talked about starting a business because we knew, hey, we had to eat, we had to feed our kids, so nobody got the experience of working in a small business or starting a small business. And I think that can serve as a disadvantage, as a barrier to our success. What do you think?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It's that, generational wealth that so many Black businesses, like you say, is, go to college, go get the, a government job, go work for an oil and gas company. I mean, you're more so into the bigger jobs, be an attorney, be a doctor, instead of, you're talented at this. Let's see, where this is going to go. Let's nurture this and see how we could build on it.
Right.
And, even myself, growing up, you always have your parents say, quit being silly, go over there and sit down, go read a book. And instead of saying, okay, well, let's pay more attention to what they're doing. Is it something with this? And see how you can nurture that. But no, you're absolutely right. That is true. And that's the unfortunate part. But like a
these
lot
young
of
folks today, though, they're really jumping in there head first and starting these businesses online. And they're doing the damn thing, I like to say. They are fearless. And they know social media because they were born with cell phones in their hand and technology, access to technology. And I have to ask my daughters a lot of times, okay, how can you help me do this online? Can you do this for me or that for me?
Right.
So I like the fact that young folks today are fearless. They are doing what they love. They're turning it into money-making ventures. Don't you love that?
I absolutely, I do. I do love to see that. And I've even seen, with them helping each other. And, it's when you have somebody that want to go on that journey and understand, okay, there's work in this, and it's not, I'm going to get rich overnight type, thing.
Right.
There's actually some work to build up to those things. And watching this, younger generation doing some of the things they're doing. I mean, they're not even afraid to step into politics. I mean, they're just, going in, and like you say, they were born with cell phones. I was born with a payphone. So, it is different. And the way that they are taking technology and running with it. Because I mean, I tell a lot of people, technology is here. It's not going anywhere.
That's right.
We have to embrace it instead of, oh, well, I'm old school. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep doing that. You can't continue to do that, because that also will affect how your business is successful.
That's right. That's right. It does. Yeah. And I was also thinking about, how we were talking about, government programs like the SBA PPP program, and then there's the EIDL program, EIDL. Oh gosh, why can't I? Something about the disaster. That's a disaster loan program. Emergency something disaster loan. I can't remember.
It's like COVID disaster, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so there are all of these programs out there now, and more than ever, because of the racial justice, Black Lives Matter movements that we've seen last summer. You're seeing more and more companies, corporations that are giving grants to Black-owned businesses, that are giving access to more and more African Americans. So that's a good thing. But I think also, besides providing loan programs for Black-owned businesses, I think government programs should also be providing mentoring and internships or apprentice-type training that can help reduce historical inequalities in business performance as well. What do you think? They can. I think that's part of it as well. Not just money, but more. There's more to it than money. There's mentoring. There's nothing more than having somebody who can mentor you, who can help you avoid all of those different roadblocks and red tape that you're going to come across as a business owner.
Absolutely. And, having that mentorship or, is crucial. And, don't look at, I don't know anybody, or I didn't grow up around anybody. As closed mouths don't get fed. So walk in and introduce yourself. The piggyback a little bit when we talk about the banking relationships. When you're at the bank, just walk, hey, who's the branch manager, or whoever. Hi, my name is Melissa Ambers. I'm with, this company. And just introduce yourself. Get their card. And, every time you go in there, speak to them. Invite them to certain things. Get on their social media. So
that's right. Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
Make sure you open up a small business account. Because if you have a small business account at that bank, you're depositing a little bit of money every whenever, and you're stopping by, like you said, to wave to the manager. Say, oh, hey, how you doing? It's good to see you. I'm building up my business. You're right that it is who you know in many instances. Yeah. So once you get to know these folks, you'll find that they are there to help you. And in many instances, they will help you.
And not only that, they can refer you to other people, because a lot of organizations already have relationships with these bankers. And you never know where those relationships are going to go. And this person introduced you to this one, and this one introduced you to this one. So you just never know, because you never know.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's important too to recognize that there are Black-owned banks out here. There's a really big one here in the DC metropolitan area called Industrial Bank. And Doyle Neiman is the CEO. It's been in his family for many, many years. And they do a lot to help Black businesses too. So you can always reach out to Black-owned banks that are there in the communities to help Black-owned businesses, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. There is so many connections out there. And I just want to encourage people to not stay with who you don't know or where you grew up. Reach out, you can even connect online. So don't worry about if you don't see somebody face to face. You're on social media. Seek people out, and you could make connections online as well.
Yep. Well, Melissa, I am so happy you were my co-host today. That's the end of the show. It goes by so quickly.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yep. I'm your host, Sharrarne Morton, with my guest co-host today, Melissa Ambers of the Savvy Business Magazine and the Marketing Studio. We want to thank you for joining us. I hope that you take the information we provided today and use it to grow your financial health and wellness. You can hear the show on Sirius XM Channel 141 HUR Voices, as well as on Apple, iTunes, and Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Stitcher. And email me at skindeepradioshow@gmail.com if you're interested in being a guest on the show. Thanks again for tuning in on all things that are skin deep.